Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Guns Locked. I'm Gunther the Great, and today we're going to be talking about XXXTENTACION'S Dreadlocks. Now, if you guys don't know the whole intro on this whole series I'm doing, it's pretty much dread reviews, and if you guys want to see the intro on that, it's the video before this one. It's a video about Lil Uzi Vert's hair. That's the whole intro, and you can see why I'm doing this series, but let's just jump straight into this. So this is a very famous picture of X. It is a mugshot of when he went to, I don't know, I guess jail or prison. You know, it's crazy how people that are like in prison and in jail are like super famous. These people that like are in and out of jail, they become famous, and it's pretty crazy to see the variety of like fame, and you can just tell that the world looks up to some pretty like wild and crazy people, but that's besides the point. Now, Mr. Tentacion is very famous for his half black and half blonde dreadlocks, and I thought this was super crazy when I first seen his hair, and I was almost like, why would someone do this to their hair? And it's very popular now. I see people on YouTube getting it. I see people on social media that have their hair like this, and it's pretty wild how much of a following this dude has in order to have people follow him as far as getting their hair exactly like him. Now guys, in this picture it is another mugshot. You can just tell the texture of his dreads that they are somewhat maintained. His tips are very maintained, as if he is sitting there and he twists on them, and you can almost tell that this guy is right-handed based on the tips of his dreads on the right side of his head compared to his left side of the head. Left side is more frizzy and wispy, and the right side, which I'm talking about the blonde side, has more tamed tips, and they are twisted together and blunted off. And on the black side you can see that some in the front are congoed, or actually I can just see one that is congoed up, and that Congo is a small Congo. You could barely see it at the end on the tip, and I'm not sure if he has any other Congos, but based on his hair texture and how he kind of goes about his dreadlocks, I can almost guarantee that he has more Congos in his hair. And now we're going to a flashback of when he had just like a high top fade with a nappy top. Not sure what you want to call that. I just call them nappy tops. Pretty much like a high top fade with a just like a sponge. Looks like he used a sponge method to get his hair like this, and he must have just matured his hair afterwards by using the sponge and twisting his hair. And this is what your hair does look like after using the sponge, so I'm assuming that he did that. And if any of you guys are wondering how I started mine, I did start with the sponge as well, and this is how my hair turned out, and this is probably how his hair is going to turn out eventually throughout time. Now this dude just honestly looks super creepy, and just because his eyes are black right here, but other than that, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. Alright, next picture, you can kind of see his hair right here. He's wearing a hoodie, and it kind of cut him off on the top, but in this picture his hair texture looks super soft and almost wavy and not too tight of a curl, but his hair does look super frizzy right here, and you can tell that his hair is able to dread up, and that's why he has dreads these days. Now it almost looks like he's not even African American right here. Now he may be different culture, I'm not exactly sure, but from the outside looking in, he does look African American. He does look like he could be mixed with something, but I'm not quite sure. And this picture, he's on stage, and he has been having his hair like this lately, which I've seen on social media, or if I've ever seen him anywhere, like this is how I usually see his hair now. And he has it pulled up in the back, and then he has the front down, and a lot of people do rock their hair like this, and it does look pretty cool. I personally wouldn't rock it like this because I don't like having my hair in my face, but a lot of dreadheads do have their hair like this, and they like the style, and it does look pretty cool. Now this is a new famous picture from him, and it's a picture when he's performing, and this dude just looks crazy if you look at this picture. Just the whole structure of his face and his expression is just throwing me off big time. His hair in this picture is pretty cool because he has the blonde braided back and the black braided back, and he's got the double braids, which that look is really nice. I like the way that looks on high top dreads, which it looks really cool in his hair, and I feel like this is something that he was rocking recently as well. But he pretty much has like a bald fade all the way up to the dreadlocks, and that's actually a fade that I used to get, and I just recently switched over to like a low fade, if you guys can tell. But yeah, I got that the other day, and the high fade all the way to the dreads is really nice as well. And here's another picture of him with his hair not dreaded up, and you can tell in this picture definitely that he does have loose curls and they're not super tight. So that does have me thinking if he really did use towel rub or sponge rub or anything like that, because it is definitely hard to do like wavy or loose curly hair with that. He could have honestly just twisted it with his fingers. Based on this next picture, you can tell that his hair is maturing more. There's that dread on the front to the right that it looks mature, more mature than the other ones. The other ones just look nappy, like a little nappy fro. But overall, I like this stage of dreadlocks. The beginning of dreads, those look really nice. And bouncing back to the more recent pictures, here's him with the double braids back and like fresh lineup, fresh fade and everything. And overall, I feel like this is the best hairstyle for him just because his hair is half black and half blonde. It looks really cool. Now rewinding back to an earlier stage of his, this is right around the time when his hair was starting to mature, you can tell. And the only way you can tell that your hair is maturing is when your hair starts to look like an actual dreadlock. Because I know in the beginning stages for me, people didn't even know that my hair was dreads. But you could tell and right here that he has dreadlocks and they are starting up. Now this is farther back than the previous picture. He has the fade all the way up to his hair, and his hair does not look mature whatsoever, but you could tell that he was using some sort of sponge or towel to get this, because it doesn't look hand twisted at all, unless he were to hand twist it and then wash it, and then it would look like that. But yeah guys, that is XXXTentacion's Dreadlocks, kind of the whole stages of his journey, and I'm pretty sure sure that he's gonna be growing his hair for a really long time, so it'll be cool to see where his hair goes in the future. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see anybody else, comment that down below. I'll definitely take it into consideration. If you guys have not already, please subscribe and like this video, and go subscribe to my main channel. Let's Gun Through the Great. Link is always in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and then I'll see you guys next time. Peace.